Do you know what the word bully means?
When I have a worry-filled mind, I like to wander outside. No telling what we might find. Birds calling, worms crawling, leaves falling down from above. Oh, I plant my feet on the ground. I keep my head in the clouds. I let my feelings out loud. I hear joy calling, fear crawling, tears falling down out of love.
Welcome, friends. Mrs. A here, and I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Before we get started, make sure you hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. And of course, let's start by checking in with our feelings today. Sometimes we look at the feelings poster here, and other times we look at our zones of regulation, and we listen to the messages that our body is sending us, and we check in with ourselves, see how we're doing, how we're feeling, and see what we might need to continue or to move forward. Now, each color zone represents a different way we may be feeling, and we may move from zone to zone throughout the day and experience a lot of different feelings throughout our days and throughout our weeks. I'll tell you a bit about them, and then I'm going to ask you to pick an object that matches the color zone you're in right now. If you are feeling really out of control, really brain foggy or confused or overwhelmed, really upset or angry, then you are in the red zone. If you are feeling like you are not really sure what's going on, maybe a little bit anxious or worried, things are kind of unclear and it's making you nervous, then you're in the yellow zone. If you are feeling really comfortable and settled, you feel like you're able to think well or clearly, then you're in the green zone. And if you're feeling a little lonely or sad, maybe a bit tired or depressed, maybe not feeling well, then you're in the blue zone. Now, there are no good or bad zones. Just as the weather changes, so do our feelings and emotions. And these zones are here to help us better understand ourselves and the people around us. So I'd like you to go find an object that matches the color zone you're in right now. I'll do the same. Did you find your object? I found a meerkat, and it is a yellow meerkat. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I've had a very busy morning. My brain is a little bit foggy, and so I feel like I'm losing control a little bit in the yellow zone. What about you? Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Now, there are different things we can do in each zone to help us feel more comfortable or more settled. And oftentimes, when I'm in the yellow zone, or especially if I'm in the red zone, I know I need to take a break. And so, if you are in the yellow zone, really moving toward that red zone where you feel like you're out of control, please take a break and do something that helps you feel more comfortable. Maybe go take a walk if you're able. Maybe go get a sip of water, or take some time to hug a fuzzy friend, or even do a puzzle or draw. Those are all different ways that we can practice regulating our emotions or helping ourselves feel more settled. I know that I'm going to go take a walk to help me get my brain clear and feel less confused and overwhelmed. I hope you'll do something if you need to move toward the green zone too. Now, I mentioned I was going to go take a walk. And I wasn't just going to leave you and go take a walk outside. I thought as one of our exercise moves, we could walk in place. But before I get ahead of myself, I need to tell you about how many exercise moves we're going to do and how we figure that out. Because we are in a brand new month. And last month was September. You may remember that was the 9th month. And so the next month is October. And after 9 comes what number? 10, yes. So October is the 10th month. And so we are going to start by doing 10 walks in place, almost like marching, if you'd like to join me. and we're going to count up to 10 as we do it. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I feel better already. Now, we have some other moves to do, but Fig is going to show us them. Fig, what should we do 9 of? What do you notice? Oh, they are reaching down toward their feet or toes. And so we are going to do 9 toe touches. Now you can do these sitting or standing, whatever is most comfortable for you. And we're going to count up to 9 as we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome work. Finally, we have 8 moves to do. And you may notice I'm counting down. We started at 10, then we went to 9, now we're at 8. And I thought we could do 8 spins in order to celebrate it being a new month. Maybe you have a birthday in October, maybe your favorite holiday is in October, maybe you're just excited because fall is here. We are going to do 8 spins to celebrate. You can spin with your finger if you'd like, or spin your upper body if you want, or stand up and spin around. Well, whatever is best for you. Let's do 8 spins. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa. All right, friends, in order to settle back down and lower our heart rates once again, we're going to take 3 big breaths together. So listen for a bell, and when you hear it, breathe in big, and then slowly let your air out. Let's do it. One more. Wonderful work. Thanks for moving your body, and hopefully you feel like you're moving toward the green zone if you weren't there already. At the beginning of this episode, I asked if you knew what the word bully means. And I have a message here that's going to help us better understand it if you are not sure yet. Even if you think you know, I'll be curious to hear after our message if you've learned something new, or if your thought about what that word means is exactly as I explained. So let's open up my journal and look at that message. Remember to be on the lookout for alliterations and onomatopoeias. Dear, kind, and compassionate kids, sometimes people feel so sad, angry, or disconnected that they try to hurt others. They might use mean words, threats, or make their bodies big and scary over and over to make others feel sad and angry too. If someone is doing any of these things repeatedly, they are being a bully, and you should tell a trusted adult about it. Unfortunately, a bully can be a former friend, sibling, or even a grown-up, and it's never okay for anyone to continually try and make someone else feel unsafe or unimportant. Today, we're going to talk about some ways we can help if we notice someone being bullied, or if we're experiencing being bullied ourselves. Love, Mrs. A. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of big and maybe even some scary stuff. And it's important that we understand that a bully is someone who does something really mean or really unsafe over and over and over again, or repeatedly, you may have heard in that message. If somebody bumps into you while you're waiting in line and you drop something that's really special, it probably isn't something that they meant to do. It was probably an accident. But if every time you're at art class and someone bumps into you after you've made your special bowl or painting or sculpture, if they do it every single time they see you, then maybe they are being a bully because they're doing it over and over again, right? If someone at your soccer game says, "Oh, I can't believe you missed the goal," and they did that because they were feeling sad that you missed and you didn't get a point, and they just said it once and they were upset, then they're not being a bully, they're being unkind. Maybe they could tell you a different way. But if they do that every single time, over and over, anytime you make a mistake, then they're being a bully. They're doing it over and over to hurt your feelings or to make you feel less than or to make you feel small or unimportant. And we are going to look at some books today that give us different examples of ways that you may be bullied or may have seen people be bullied, and things that we can do to help change it, and to help people stop bullying, and also help take care of people who are being bullied and take care of ourselves as well. This first book is a really beautiful book, and there are some examples of kids being unkind in this book, not exactly bullying because nobody's doing it over and over again, but it's a really wonderful reminder about how we can do something if people are being unkind or mean or not really giving us the time or the patience or the understanding that we all deserve because we're all human. And it is called Your Name is a Song, and it was written by Jamila Tompkins Bigelow with illustrations by Louisa Uribe. And we are going to look at a few pages together about how we can take a situation that makes us feel sad, maybe if someone's being unkind, and we can turn it around, and we can make it a learning opportunity and help others better learn or understand, and we can also make it more fun and more special. So this is about a girl who's feeling a little sad after going to school. No one? Not even your teacher? Mama asked. She tried. It got stuck in her mouth. The street musician swayed and played. Mama closed her eyes until she swayed too. Tell your teacher that your name is a song. The girl wrinkled her brows. I can't say that. Names aren't songs. So why was our character sad about going to school? Yeah, no one was pronouncing her name correctly, not even her teacher. And her mom said, tell them it's a song. What a great idea. Yes, girl, names are songs. Sing your name. Your teacher will learn to sing it too. The girl did a jig as they walked on, but then her feet slowed. Umi, she called to her mama. During snack, some girls pretended to choke on my name. Is that a kind thing to do? No, pretend to choke on someone's name? Now, these girls were not being very kind. They were being mean or rude. If they did this every single day, then they would be bullying her. But it sounds like they did this just once, and so not quite an example of bullying, as I mentioned. Still not very kind, and I'm glad that she's telling her mom about it. At the red light, a car boomed hip-hop beside them. The bass pounded from their heads to their toes, even in their chests. Pat, pat, pat. Mama patted her chest. Tell those girls some names must be said from here, not the throat. Names come from your heart? The girl asked. Say the name ha from here. You got to go deeper to say the name ahlam. Ahlam. Say those names. Ha. That one comes from my throat. Ahlam. That one goes deeper. That is really cool. I love how her mama is helping her understand that names come from different parts of our bodies. They make different sounds, and they're all equally important to learn. And this book gives so many more great examples of what we can do if people are being unkind to us or mean to someone else. And one of them is to be patient and help them learn by singing or getting creative or having fun as you help them understand. So I definitely recommend that you grab Your Name is a Song from your library or from the bookshop link in my description. This next book is another really great example of how we can feel empowered and we can make sure we're taking care of ourselves when people around us may be being unkind or mean. And again, we thankfully don't see an example of someone doing something over and over again, Instead, when someone is mean to our character in this book, Frances, she goes and she figures out what to do about it, and she gets some help from a trusted adult or her dad. And this is called Frances Discovers Possible. The words are written by Ashley Latimer, and the pictures are by Shahrazad Meidani. And I want to read you the description first. It says, Frances loves learning new words. But at school, when her class is learning the letter F, someone sneers, "Fat like Frances?" Frances always thought fat was a warm word, like snuggles or puppies. Now fat feels cold, and Frances feels very small. After school, Baba takes Frances to the park, which is good for thinking. There he uses a new word, possible. What does it mean? Together, they can explore the park to find out, because possible makes Frances feel warm and big, like fat, before someone else made her feel small. This ode to self-acceptance will model for readers what possible might mean in their own lives. Here we have Frances and her classmates in class talking about words that they like. A is for antelope, Mr. Pruitt started. R is for rainbow, Robert said. T is for trampoline, cried Calliope. E is for, prompted Mr. Pruitt. Elephant, shouted Ziamara. Elevator, suggested Eagle. Excellent, Mr. Pruitt winked. What about F? Frog, yelled Samira. Fat, whispered Tabitha. Like Frances, snickered Jericho, loud enough for everyone to hear. See Frances here at the end. What do you notice about her face? How is she feeling right now? Yeah, looks like she's feeling embarrassed. You see her arms are crossed. She may be feeling sad or uncomfortable. That was not a nice thing. Make her feel uncomfortable like that and call her out in front of class. Mr. Pruitt told Jericho and Tabitha to apologize and offered to jump Frances's turn to talk. But Frances didn't want to stand in front of everybody now. She started thinking about fat, and she couldn't seem to stop. She thought about fat at lunch. She thought about fat at nap time. She thought about fat when Baba picked her up after school. We heard that Frances used to really like that word. It made her feel cozy and comfortable. It reminded her of puppies and snuggling. And now it makes her feel sad and cold and alone. Baba and Frances settled in. It was quiet on the bench. Then Baba said, You know, Frances, the Weather Channel thinks it's possible we'll get snow before... Frances's ears perked up. Possible. Frances knew so many P words, but this one felt brand new. Baba? Frances asked. What does the word possible mean? Baba tilted his head to the side. What do you think? Frances shrugged. Maybe possible is something like exploring, Baba suggested. Then he held out his hand and whispered, Why don't we go find out? Frances wasn't sure, but she was curious, so she put her hand in Baba's and off they went. And if you grab your own copy of this book, you'll see what's possible as Baba and Frances go off together in the park. And you'll see how she resolves that situation where she was made to feel small or sad or uncomfortable, even though she is just perfect the way she is. So I love Frances Discovers Possible and definitely recommend you grab your own copy. Last but certainly not least is a book that is pretty new to me, but it is definitely going on my top 10 favorite list. It is called Lunch Every Day. And it's by an author and illustrator that I really admire named Catherine Otashi. And I wanted to share with you the description at the beginning of this book, and then we'll look at some of the pages together. Every day, Jimmy takes skinny kids' lunch at school. No way he will be caught standing in that free lunch line. Even when he's called into the principal's office, Jimmy just shrugs, yeah, whatever, until a surprising act of kindness stops him in his tracks. For a split second, a door cracks open into Jimmy's heart. Who knows? Maybe he'll just kick that door right open. No way I'm standing in that line. At least his lunch is good. Better than mine. So here we have that character, Jimmy. And instead of waiting in the line for free lunch, he's taken someone else's lunch. But he says, well, it tastes good. Bet his home is better than mine, too. Older brothers, you know. I see some big words written here. It says, get lost. Makes me think his older brothers must tell him to get lost. Is that very nice? No. If they do that over and over again, they're bullying him, even though he's their little brother. Someone sees me do it. Tattletale. I end up in the office. The principal tells me to try. My potential. Blah, 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 blah. I look down like I feel bad. Mostly, I just feel mad. Do you remember in our message when I said somebody might be bullying because they're really angry or disconnected or really sad? Sounds like our character is experiencing some of those feelings. Yeah, take that! Things stay the same for a while until, wow, looks like he's taken a lot of lunches. I wonder what's going to change his mind and heart. Skinny kid's having a party. Everyone's invited. Even me. Hey, did you get one? Yeah, the whole class did. Are you going? Sure, why not? I wonder what happens at this birthday party that changes his mind and changes his heart. It's something really, really special and sweet and incredible. Something that you can do if you are ever experiencing something similar or see someone who is. But I can't give it away. Instead, you'll have to grab your own copy from your library and read all about lunch every day. Now, last but not least is our mindful moment. And today I wanted to do a mindful moment that can help us all feel a bit more brave or more confident. You may remember we did one of these a couple weeks ago, but today's will be a little different. If ever you're feeling small or unimportant or even scared because someone is being mean or unkind to you over and over again, you can step away. You can talk to a trusted adult or a grown-up that you know, or you can even just take some space to yourself and do this pose and then go back and talk to that person and let them know how they were making you feel. This is called a tower stretch. And all we need to do is stand up tall with our feet together. And we're going to breathe in big and slow and reach our arms up, up, up over our heads. And we're going to hold that pose as we take 5 deep breaths. Now I'm going to squat down a little bit so you can see me. I'd like you to stand up tall with your feet together. And let's breathe in big as we raise our arms up over our head. And we'll also touch our palms together once they're up there. Ready? Okay, keep your palms together. We're going to do big breaths. Let's do 5 of them. All right, my tower friends, go ahead and slowly bring your arms down. What do you notice about your brains or your bodies just from taking those 5 big breaths in a tower stretch? You're feeling more confident, more focused. You're feeling taller, me too. Friends, thank you so much for practicing that mindful moment with me. Just a reminder, if you go back and watch any of my previous episodes, there's a different mindful moment at the end of each of them. Now, before you go, I wanted to remind you that I love you because you're you, not because of what you do. And I can't wait to see you next time.